Hi guys, so I am actually on my way to Tresillian with Claire. They're a sleeping clinic, so I thought I'd bring you along and try and film as much as I can. We just got here and Claire is just there, so she's been asleep, which is nice. So yeah, it's just like this. So I'm going to get admitted, or Claire, or us admitted, and then I'll take it from there. So I've just got here and it's just a room basically. So it's my entry. It's my entryway down there. Claire's bed is actually down there. And this is my section. Oh my goodness. I have a painting, a window, and a bed. There's a bathroom, so that's nice. At least I get my own bathroom. A bin, wow. Oh my goodness. So I'm here for 4 days. Oh dear. Alright. It's gonna be fine. First time we put her down for a nap took half an hour. This time it took 10 minutes, so I didn't have to assist her at all then. I just let her cry, listening to the cries. That is important to do, is to listen to their cry. She was going in and out of her cries, so I knew not to jump straight away because she was having a break in between. So I think she's gone down, but tonight is the biggest issue. Say good morning. Good morning. Did you sleep good? Yeah. So she did pretty good. She went down at 20 to 7. She woke an hour later for about 8 minutes. I managed to get her to sleep without a dummy or picking her up. And then she woke up an hour after that for about 35 minutes. So that was a bit harder. I did the same thing. I put my hand on her chest and tried to hold her hand. Didn't really work so much this time. She wasn't hysterical, so I ended up just walking away for a bit, letting her just cry for a little bit. She wasn't hysterical at all. She was just a bit grizzly. And then she ended up going, I'm trying to remember, she ended up going back down, so that was good. Again, didn't have to pick her up or anything. And then, so once she was asleep by 9:05, she was asleep, and then she didn't get up until 2:30 for a feed. So I fed her at 2:30, she went back down at 3, and then woke up at 6. So we had just, had a shower, Claire's dressed and fed, so we're just going to go and have some brekkie. So I just put her down for her first nap of the day. This is day 2 now, and she grizzled for like the tiniest amount, and she's just taken herself off to sleep without a worry. So as I've explained before, though, her day naps really aren't the issue, but I think she's getting the idea. We're just needing to set a good solid routine up for her, and it's also making sure that you put them to bed at the right time, as in before they get too overtired. Otherwise it's just fun and games trying to get them to sleep when they're overtired. It's not fun at all, which I know a lot of you would know. So it's really important to put them to bed when they are tired. Just when you start noticing the tired signs, like for Claire, she rubs her eyes. So I think we learn as we go, and we learn our baby's cues and signs. And I think yeah, so because Claire did get up at 6, or wake up at 6, it's now 8 o'clock, so she had a good 2 hours being awake, and that's definitely the maximum that she can go at the moment, is being 2 hours having awake time. In case you're wondering why she's sleeping on a towel, it's because sometimes she'll spit her milk up sometimes, so it's just there as a precaution. Alrighty, so just an update. We went for a walk. Didn't we, darling? So Claire had an hour and 20-minute nap for her second nap, so it wasn't the longest. They wanted to try and get her to sleep longer. So I tried to go back in and just, well, I waited first and then I went back in, and I just put my hand on her, tried to stroke her forehead and face and hold her hand, but she wasn't having it, so I got her up. I think it was because she had her bottle too close to her nap time, so normally we would feed her, then she can have a play, then go to bed, and then get up, have a play, then feed them bed. So I'm about to feed her now. It is earlier, it'll be 3 hours since the last feed instead of 4, which is fine because we've gone on a 3 to 4 hourly feed schedule. So I'll feed her, then that way she'll have enough time to have a bit of a play and then sleep. So I think she had a bit of wind, so yeah, so you know, we're just establishing things. You say bye. So I'm hungry, Mum. Just give me food. Just give me food. Day 3, and don't mind my hair, I washed it, which feels great. So we've just come back from breakfast, and night 2 wasn't the greatest. Got put down at 6 because we had a really rough afternoon with her. She had a 35-minute nap for her 3rd nap. We tried half an hour to put her back to sleep. We got her up for 20 minutes, put her back down for 10, just didn't work, so we got her up, gave her an early bottle at 5. She didn't drink all of it, so I then went to have dinner. I took her with me, so we had dinner at 5-ish or 5:15. Got back, gave her a bath and gave her the rest of the bottle that she didn't drink at 5, and then she went to bed. Going to bed was fine. It was a good test because she was awake going to bed of the night, and so she settled herself, which was fantastic. Though 40 minutes later she then got up, and that's where it kind of all began. So 40 minutes she was up. Didn't take as long. I can't remember now how long it took me to settle her, or what I did. I think, no, I gave her her little blanket, which where is it? So this little bunny has been a lifesaver. It's silk on one side and then fluffy on this side. Now obviously babies aren't allowed to sleep with anything, any toys, any blankets, anything like that. But what I've been doing is I've been giving it to her as a comfort, and then when she's asleep I'll take it out of her hands, so you know she's not sleeping with it. So she settled with that the first time. Second time she got up, I think an hour later. It was about 8 o'clock and I'd just gone off to sleep, and well, about to, and then she woke up. And then I was up for about an hour with her, trying different things, trying the patting of the bed, talking to her, putting my hand on her. She doesn't respond well to that. I got her out, rocked her. She was a bit upset. Gave her the dummy as well. and hang on, yes, so the dummy actually did settle her. This is like a lot, like well and truly down the track of settling her. Gave her the dummy and the blankie. So long story short, she eventually put her back in the cot and she slept with the dummy and the blankie, which the nurse said, you know what, that's fine. You've tried everything else. She's not expecting the dummy or the blankie straight away as such. So I felt okay about that, and then I just slipped the dummy out of her mouth and then the blankie, and then I went to bed, so I knew she was safe. So that was, I think, after 9, and then she didn't get up. I can't remember. No, yeah, and then she got up at then, so about 9ish. She went down, and then 10 o'clock she got up again. So I just fed her because she last fed at 5. So I thought, look, I'll give you a bottle. So I fed her. She went back to sleep on that. And then so from about just before 10:30, she then got up at 1:45. So I fed her again. I know it was probably way too early for a feed, but being that time of night, I was just like, I'm so tired. So I just fed her. She did drink a fair bit of it. Took her a while, but she drank it. I wanted to make sure she had a nice full tummy. And then so 1:45, then she woke up then again at 4:15. I gave her the blankie straight away, and she settled within 5 minutes. So when she was asleep, I then took the blankie out of her hand, and then I went back to bed. So and then she got up at 6. So yeah, it was more of a rough night, but I think that's a good thing, because while we're here, I needed to know when she does have a rough night, what can I do? So now we've had a rough night, I know what steps to take. She's a touchy-feely baby, the nurse said, so she's one that is going to need the comfort, so it's fine to give her the blankie just as long as we take it away when she's asleep, which is fine. So yeah, so we've just had breakfast. Yeah, I'll put her to bed at 8 o'clock AM, and she took 5 minutes, if that, to settle herself to sleep, and she's asleep. So I didn't have to do anything. I just put her in the cot without the blankie, without anything, and yeah, so she settled herself, so hopefully she'll be okay. She didn't drink a lot this morning for her bottle, but she brought up wind and a bit of the milk, so then she sat up for a good hour after that feed, so I think she should be okay. So that's what's happening, and we're day 3. Also today I think we're seeing the paediatrician, so I've got no idea on times or anything like that, but yeah, I'll let you know once I know what was discussed. So we're going down for our second nap of the day. It's 11 o'clock. She had an hour and a quarter for her first nap. We just didn't go to her straight away. She just had a little chat, grizzled, chatted and all that, calling out for mum. So I left her for about 10 minutes, went in, gave her her blankie and then walked out. She just played with it. So all up, she was awake in her cot for about half an hour. Then we just got her up. She wasn't going to sleep. So, but it just proved that she knows that I'm not going to get her as soon as she wakes. It'll give her an opportunity to go back to sleep. As an hour and a quarter, it really isn't that long. Is it? No, it's not that long, but we're tired now. So yeah, so it's all about just trialing and letting them know that, okay, as soon as I wake, I'm not going to get picked up straight away, but also it goes on about their sleep cycles as well. So yeah, we're all learning, but yeah, so her sleep cycles basically, the nurse was saying about when she woke up, you know, they can have periods of being awake in their cycle and then they're to go back to sleep. So yeah, it's just giving them the opportunity to go back to sleep. So I'm going to pop her down and see how she goes. Alright, so we're on our last day. Claire did very well yesterday with her naps. Great. Last night she was up 6 times, well, awake 6 times. I got her up twice to feed. So I didn't, when she was awake, all I had to do was give her her little blankie and she settled on her own. So I think we might have hit a turning point, I hope. So yeah, as I said, it's our last day and we're headed home.